I like to call it pastoral care because I'm a trained pastor. So you go in and you go right where they are, right where the workers are, and you interact with them and build trust so you can share the gospel and share some hope with them right where they're at in the workplace.
And tell me about what kind of access when you go into, whether it be a large company or a small company or whatever. How does a business or a company actually connect with a chaplain, and what sort of access do you have?
That's a great question. What you do is you really get with the owners of the company, and you build a relationship with them, and you talk to them about reaching out to their employees. Usually, if they're Christian business owners, they really want to extend the love and the care that they have for their employees. So I'm an extension of the owners, actually, what they're thinking and how they're caring for employees. So you meet them, and then you go out to the work site and you see them every week, and you interact with them, and you're a pastor for their families. 70 to 80% of them don't even have a church home. They're not going anywhere. So they go to work, they go home, and that's it. So we just give them some hope.
And you have a book that is forthcoming. You also have a ministry, and the names are the same.
Yes, Hearts at Work.
Hearts at Work.
Hearts at Work. I think what it started with was just a testimony of how He changed my life a number of years ago. And so that's the beginning of the book. And then I've got some cases over the years that was significant enough for me to change the way I do things and change my life in a lot of different cases. So that's in the book also. And then I end up with some leadership principles for leaders and supervisors at work, so believers at work will just kind of be a chaplain like I am and serve God right where they're at. So,
how would you describe the pressures? And I know every workplace is different. There are unique challenges of each workplace. Yeah. You mentioned that perhaps you've had the opportunity to go into companies where 70-80% of the people to whom you minister are people that are unchurched. So It sounds like to me it's a great evangelistic field. What do you hear back from people? What are some of the issues that you are encountering as you go into the American workplace?
That is an absolutely great question. The issues are the same throughout. People issues. I'm talking about relationships. I'm talking about marriages, wayward teenagers, financial issues. All the things that are inside the body of Christ in the church are also outside the body of Christ in the workplace. So the issues are the same. They're human issues that need to be dealt with one way or another. And all I do is give them a way to deal with it with hope. And speak hope into them. And so I'm able to share the gospel. But the issues are the same as every inside and outside the church. But the people inside the church who trust in Christ have an answer. And outside, there's no answer, so we try to give them an answer. And then we do that by trust. They got to trust me before I'm able to share.
So really, as far as your approach, you are initiating relationship with the hope that you will be able to steer the conversation to the gospel.
Absolutely.
You're in there to build trust, to build relationship, and out of that relationship, you have the opportunity to initiate gospel conversations.
Absolutely.
Is that
that's
fairly ballpark figure? I got to use that baseball terminology here. Since Darryl Strawberry was just sitting in that chair. So
I think that's a very fair explanation. One of the things that I've heard in the past in the ministry that I was at for a long time was Jesus had a incarnational evangelism. He built relationships with people while he was on earth, and it was rather quickly, but he got their trust, and then they told him what was going on, and he already knew it, and I don't know it until they tell me. So, but when I do, then I'm able to go through the crisis with them, because it really is some major crisis.